Gonna have two people over towards the A site. You can see FaZe are setting up for an approach in that direction. Kiyoshima's got a number of grenades in hand, and Rain is holding a very passive position just to make sure there are no shenanigans. So FaZe looking to play the clock, and indeed maybe trying to play against the reputation of Fnatic. Known to, it's been very often that we've seen Olofmeister go for pushes in the first round here through the middle area, for example. He's not doing that right now. Indeed, it seems both teams have a read on each other, but as that clock continues to tick down, it'll be FaZe who need to push the issue.
Yeah, they're really done waiting at the moment. It really looks like Fnatic are playing passively, and that is a sign of respect from Fnatic. They want to start this this first map in a very stable way. They don't want to take too many risks to just start things off and maybe get off on a bad foot. And so now FaZe, they've run out of time really to wait anymore, so it's time to hit that bomb site, and they have chosen the B bomb site, starting to drift down there. The entire team is readying themselves up for a big push, and there's only two players to defend, one of which is Olofmeister, and he's got Crims there, the dynamic duo. Let's see if they can hold it down at the moment. All the grenades are starting to come in to aid the attack here. But FaZe finally now starting to push. There's the first headshot, and a second one, and a third from Olofmeister. 3 pops there. Oh, but Flutter comes in with a knife. Where did he come from? Now he's trying to hold down the bomb there. It's on the floor. Rain's on the site. How does he get to the bomb? It's in no man's land. Against 3 players with 20 seconds.
Indeed, he doesn't have time here to find 3 players. And the CTs, they can see the bomb in the middle of the site. They don't need to go for the engagements here. They don't need to make it easy for Rain. Flush it over, wait for no one. A knife in the pistol round. That is absolutely absurd. Very dangerous stuff there, but he gets a big bonus for it. So, quickly, we're going to have a look at the HUD here, the heads-up display, and see what everything means. But indeed, look at these meaty frags there from Olofmeister. Again, potentially the best player in the world, definitely been in the past. Flusher getting mad cheeky as well. Flusher in a very good mood at the moment. And that is a great example of it. So can Fnatic get back to their winning ways? Great start there with the 3K. And they had 2 players very deep in the B-bomb site. That's a gamble in itself. Sometimes you go for the retake situation where you can come back in the numbers. But that just shows the confidence of the Fnatic side.
Yeah, and that knife frag, I mean, sometimes it can be embarrassing. It's in a way to maybe disrespect opponents, but actually gets you a lot of bonus money as well. So that's important then. Got a bit of pressure coming in. AZ's the one, though, to pick up the frag. And it will look like right now that FaZe are losing health on pretty much every player, and they're yet to actually get the bomb down. They've taken the site. What a shot there from AZ. Long range with the Deagle. 1 shot, 1 kill, now as the bomb can be planted. And they actually have a man advantage here. Even though they have less equipment, less weaponry, they're making it work.
3-man retake, man disadvantage here. No weapons have been picked up by FaZe. That Kevlar is going to be a problem for Fnatic. They have a decision to make. Are they going to try and hold on to what they have? The Flames, though, going to force Fox from his position. Flush getting caught with a nade. He's going to have his bell rung. But both these players are tagged here for the FaZe side. And there is a kit on JW, so they can go for the defuse. Crim's looking to do the hero here. But he is not the one with the kit, and he's the only man standing. So Kiyoshiima has to peek here. And now Crims gets the kill, but he's not going to have time unless he picks up the kit. That means 5 seconds. I don't think he's got time, Dan. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be very close indeed.
Oh!
And he's just about going to get it. Fnatic keep the clean sheet. Very nice stuff indeed by the Swedish side. What confidence. Now, we're going to have a very quick look and just show the people at home what exactly is going on here. So when you're looking at one player, his life is indicated in this area. This is how much Kevlar, and that's a small indicator as to if he has a helmet or not. You can see the bullets over this side. This is a diffuse kit, which reduces the diffuse to 5 seconds, as you just saw. The yellow are the Ts, the blue are the CTs, and that's pretty much all you have to keep your eye on around the action in the middle of your screen.
And now it's going to be FaZe actually deciding to go for a force buy here. This is not usual. This is because they did so much damage in the last round, and Ace is going to open it up very quickly there, and he's going to be taking over middle. And now this is really important because FaZe can slow it down from this point. Because Fnatic now, in losing middle, they don't know what's going on. They're losing the information game at the moment. And you can see Dennis there just trying to poke in to the A main area, and that is to try to remedy that situation, to try to see, is there a player there? Because if there was, that's going to indicate that the attack is going to come towards A. But here it is, Olofmeister getting aggressive on the other side of the map. So you can see that the Swedish side, Fnatic, they will never rest. There's always a response there to find out what's going on.
Indeed, Olofmeister looking for more openings. He's at the gun advantage. He gets flashbang there. He's going to have to retreat, but Kishima's the only man to engage him there. Fox trying to use the numbers now, and it will pay off. Olofmeister getting taken down, but he's got a few seconds to give his team the information, and they are positioning accordingly. So FaZe now find themselves in a really awkward position here. Fox less than 10 hit points, and 1 bullet from those M4s will be about 34, so he will be easily taken down if he's not fast enough. He is quite notorious for being fast on the snipers. With an M4, he'll need to be quick on the trigger finger here. So FaZe now have to gamble on one of these sites. They're walking so they don't give a sound cue away to their opponent. And you can see one of them is close, and that's Dennis.
And this is a really big problem here for the CT side because they can't know where the Ts are going, which gives FaZe at the moment the advantage. As we're seeing, they're going to get into a site first, and once they plant the bomb, then Fnatic realize what's going on. Then Fnatic know exactly what's happening. If Fnatic pushed, they might lose a man, and they don't want to lose a man before they know where the terrorist players are. And now we get the bomb plant on this A site, and already actually Dennis has found himself at a forward spot here. He might be unexpected to be there, and if he gets a drop on one of these players, that is going to be absolutely massive. Instrumental as he moves forwards, and he's going to get tagged there by Ace, even fragged, in fact, leaving Crims all alone. He does have maximum health, but he's against two players. He knows where one of them is, but not the second, and that's a huge problem for Crims right now. He doesn't have any grenades to assist him. He does have a defuse kit, though, and he spots the second player, and he gets the frag on the first one. Can Crims clutch this round? The Molotov's going to come in. He can't defuse whilst the Molotov's down. This is such an awkward situation for Crims, and he realizes there's just nothing to be done, and he's going to try to save his weapons. Outplayed there by FaZe, but it was a close one and a much needed round there from the FaZe clan.
So at the beginning, Dan said there was a force buy coming in. FaZe didn't have the money to go for a maximum buy with the best weapons and the best utility in terms of grenades, but they chose to take a gamble there and try to ruin the economy of the counter-terrorists before they could get it into the right place, and it paid off for them. They get the first round on the board, and you can see the equipment, or lack of equipment, that Fnatic have. They've got the cheaper sniper rifle and a bunch of pistols here. Bits and bobs down. They've got a smoke, a flash, the odd grenade, so it's not going well for Fnatic. They are one of the most confident teams in these situations where they don't have much to buy, and actually they've managed to have a bit of a late buy coming in, so they have indeed got a rifle in play. And now FaZe have significant advantage. They can wait for the initial smoke grenades of Fnatic to disappear, so their general defense is weakened, and then try to exploit them once they identify where their main weakness is.
Yeah, so can the Swedish players, the masters of the car boot sale, can they actually turn this into a winning situation? I mean, the scouts are very mobile, and that's going to be one of the dangers for FaZe. If FaZe play this too slowly, or if they try to peek angles without taking major map control, just like this, and they get tagged, then that's a big problem. But Olofmeister just comes off the spot in time for the FaZe player to be safe over there. Rain is going to be just sitting there, taking an off angle, awaiting a push still. So Olofmeister's not really available to get anything done. He'll toss down the smoke, reposition, and Fnatic still guessing. They don't want to push, though, because they are very weak on their weaponry at the moment.
So we have one player standing on top of the other behind this smoke to try and get a bit of an angle. The gun Olofmeister has is accurate when you're jumping, so he can cause some problems. And now, what's interesting here is there are 40 seconds on the clock. This is where the pressure starts to rise on FaZe. They need to get onto this site now and clear it out and make sure they get a good bomb plant here. Otherwise, they could be in trouble. And speaking of trouble, Dennis is going to make himself known. He's got a crossfire with JW as well with a sniper rifle. 25 seconds now, and FaZe are running out of people to get this bomb down. 20 seconds left. JW putting in yet more work here with this sniper. Fox getting tagged as well. Maybe they can't plant the bomb here. JW trying to get a good timing there, but Olofmeister will finish things off. Fox has to plant. He's only got 20 HP. Even the pistols could take him down. Using the smoke to try and give himself a little means of escape here, but he needs to get himself a 1 versus 1. Fnatic will look to combine their forces here and try to get a trade frag, so if one of them goes down, the other one can respond immediately, and Fox trying to use the obstacles now to stop that from happening. It's not going to work, though. Olofmeister finishing things off, and indeed, with another force buy coming in, FaZe will have problems.
Yeah, what a round there from Fnatic again. A round that they shouldn't be able to win. In theory, that's a very low percentage sort of situation because, again, their buy was just terrible. But that's what we were talking about. That's why we were bigging them up. They're very, very strong at just creating immense tactical advantages, even with worse weapons. Now, FaZe have this really awkward situation on their money, so they're going to play a save round. They're going to just spend a little bit just to try to get some damage in, but they don't expect to win this round. Instead, they just want to get maybe 1 or 2 kills, and they'll probably be happy with that, as you know, that investment will then pay for itself quite nicely. And Fnatic, you know, on the other side of the coin, they're looking to try to lose nobody here. So that's kind of what's at play in this round. And FaZe are looking to try to potentially play a fast pace into this A site, but will Fnatic push first? JW is looking like he wants to get a bit of a look in here, but this could be dangerous. There are multiple players here, but JW sprays down 2 of them, and maybe a 3rd as well. JW getting all the information, all the frags, and Fnatic well and truly in control of this round.
Indeed, and JW can do this. He's put a cheap gun to allow him to go for these cheeky peeks here. Even if he goes down, it's not a big deal for Fnatic. He's finding lots of information for his side, and he is getting a lot of frags as well. Nobody down for Fnatic yet. This is important. They need to secure their economy for the coming rounds. And now JW starts to troll, swiping his knife against the wall here. He is a very, very strong player. He doesn't respect his opponents, and it pays off in his great play. So 4-1 in favor of Fnatic now. That was a cheap round for FaZe. They did not invest much. This gun has a nice kill bonus there, $600 per kill. So that will enable JW's economy going forward into the further rounds. The AK is coming out though. Now it's FaZe's turn to put the pressure back on Fnatic.
Yeah, and FaZe are very, very strong individually as well. I feel like we have talked up the Fnatic players, and there are a lot of star players here, or players with star potential on FaZe, and this is the kind of round that they can absolutely open up with these AK-47s. We have a bit of a different setup from Fnatic though on the defense. They've actually decided to put 3 players early on into middle, so there's more emphasis on essentially not having players quickly on the bomb sites, but they can get information. And JW is going to pick up a kill towards the A side of the map. So that's a really big problem for FaZe. Already losing 1 man, and they've yet to gain anything for it. They need some map control, or they need to get onto a bomb site. And they can't really risk playing it slow anymore. They have to go together to try to do something here. And we looks like, again, Fnatic reacting, just trying to get that information, throwing a flashbang, peeking, seeing if anybody's in that room. And now it's Rain trying to get something done here. Can he create the opening his team so desperately need?
For those of you at home, this glow through the wall is just for spectators, and that's the player view. They can't see anything that's not in front of them. So Rain searching for some heads to pop here, and it's going to be Kiyoshima to save in there and take down Crims in the B area. So FaZe opening up the B bomb site now. They've got 45 seconds to get this bomb down. Fnatic coming in for the rotation, but Olofmeister has been hiding all this time, and there goes the bomb. All of a sudden, it's a 1 versus 2, and Rain is in another situation here where he has to go and retrieve that bomb, and there is a bit of a mini crossfire coming in. Olofmeister, though, didn't have much health. Rain almost clutches it, but JW was just about to survive. Red health, as you can see there in the bottom left of the screen, 20 HP left, but he manages to hold on for Fnatic, and that's going to ruin the economy of FaZe once again, which is a great chance for Fnatic to really build on their lead here.
Yeah, and honestly, Rain is one of the smartest players in clutch situations in the game. He's incredibly good there, but apparently all fights of JW too good right now. 5-1, Fnatic taking a nice lead, and their economy reflects that to the extent of their current buy. But actually, that said, FaZe have had many kills in these rounds, so all FaZe need to do is win 1 round, and Fnatic don't have enough money to buy anything. And so FaZe can get some momentum, maybe string a few in a row together. But right now we have an aggression here again from Olofmeister. James talked about it previously. Yes, Olofmeister likes to get aggressive, and we're going to see that right now. Even though they've got worse weapons, there's no need for him to do this. He's going to go absolutely mental. He's got Crims there for support as well. So despite dying, FaZe are left with a single man. And that's a pretty good trade, 1 for 4.
Wow, that is a big kill though. AZ picked up an M4, but he's going to get finally finished off. That is a massive grenade. When you don't have Kevlar, those grenades do humongous damage. Speaking of damage though, Fnatic are forced to rebuy a few weapons here. But they will take that opportunity to put JW on the big gun, the AWP. If he hits a shot waist and above, that is 1 shot and gone. Thank you, goodbye. Straight to the sin bin for FaZe. However, Fox is also on the same weapon. These are 2 very strong sniper riflers with very different styles. You will see Fox quite prolific on his CT sides, is on the T side for the time being though, and he holds these angles that he to be. But we'll come back to him. Rain and Co coming in for a fast middle play, but they're going to get absolutely wrecked here. Nate's coming in from Flusher, and all the frags almost going to Fnatic. 4 versus 2 now.
Yeah, this is a completely botched middle take, and talked about it before, that mid area is very important. Fnatic easily defend it in this round, and a very important round it is because, again, FaZe are broke off if they lose this round. Don't want to get ahead of myself there, but can they open something up here? 2 versus 4 is not impossible. They have the time on their side. They've got over a minute to play with to try to find some favorable engagements. And now they're going to try to just use this middle control that they have. Fnatic have given it up, and the reason is because with 4 players, you don't want to overextend into that area because they know Fox is out here with this AWP, this sniper rifle. It's a 1-shot kill into the torso, and there it is. That's why it's scary. Dennis goes down on the A site and quickly FaZe decide it is go time here, but JK was going to get shot in the back. Fox wasn't covering in time, and that's Olofmeister with the frag. Fox is going to get blinded and shot straight through the object there by JW. Very nicely done. 7-1 now, and Fnatic are generating a massive lead. And James, this was the map that they looked weak on yesterday.
Indeed, but it's not over yet, Dan. For every round in a row that FaZe lose, their loss bonus continues to build until they get $3,400 every single round. It means that more buyers can come in for this round. They're going to go for a bit of a half buy here, so they've got most of their armor intact and a bunch of pistols, but the difference is they've got some grenades as well, which means they can try to use a smoke and flashbang execute onto one of these sites. If FaZe manage to plant the bomb, that is a bonus $4,000 for the team if they lose afterwards, and that might be likely here considering the weapon differential. And indeed, FaZe going to start smoking off the common angles here for Fnatic. They're looking to get close quarters with these weapons, which will all do one shot and dead here, very close up. But Dennis is holding things down through the smoke. Flusher putting in work as well, so the bomb plant looks unlikely, let alone the round win. Kijima goes down and Rain is alone now, and it's about damage. He's 1 against 3, and he can only do so much. 8-1, and you can see the confidence there from Olaf Meister. Bad manners, Dan.
Yeah, and this was a pretty nice round here. Fnatic expected the FaZe clan to actually rush somewhere. They didn't know if it was going to be the A or the B bomb site, but they can track their opponent's economy because they understand how the mechanics of the game work. You know, if you lose a round based on your previous buy, they can do all that mathematics in their head, and they understand, okay, we know what strategy to play or how to set up our defense so that we don't get abused by the fact that you can run in really fast with pistols. And so they hold that round down very nicely due to that. And it's 8-1. FaZe needs something sooner rather than later. And they've got another buy, but will it be this time? Or will Fnatic continue in the dominant fashion? Well, it looks like Kiyoshima will get an opening kill there towards middle. And that's going to leave Fnatic with 4 players early on. But there's still a minute and a half left.
I was going to say, Fnatic have been aggressive in so many rounds when FaZe have been on the buy. That will condition FaZe to be careful and waste more time just being afraid of pushes from Fnatic. But one did come in the middle area there by Flusher, and Kiyoshima was waiting for it and punished accordingly. So now FaZe have an advantage to exploit. A minute on the clock almost. And there's no real indication as to which way they might be going. But they're moving away from their positions towards A. Perhaps it could be B. Perhaps they're going to put more players in to bolster a mid-take. You can see Kiyoshima asking questions out now. Molotov's flying towards the B vent and under the boost position there to Kiyoshima's right to make sure there are no CTs in sneaky positions. But JW is always lurking there. He takes a lot of damage, but he gets a frag back for his team.
Oh, wow. And instead of falling back, he has such disrespect there, just staying on the angle. And he'll still get the frag. That is so ballsy there from JW. And now they have an advantage to Fnatic, but not for long. AZ's going to equalize with the AK-47. He's cleaned up some space for his team to plant the bomb. Fox will get that bomb planted as AZ holds down the front. And Fox will take a position here, a very unexpected position, I should think, from Fnatic's perspective. Not to see if they're going to be able to predict this, but they still have to worry about AZ, who's on full health. He still has a smoke grenade as well, which can obscure vision for the Fnatic team as they come in, but he still has not used it, which is interesting. And Olaf Meister will go for the push. AZ peeks and shuts down Olaf Meister. Now it's on Crims again, but with a measly 20 points of health. What is he going to do? Absolutely nothing. AZ with a quad kill in this round is going to save the day and put FaZe back on the board with 2.
Indeed, but it's only their second round on the board here. And look at this from JW. He gets completely flashbanged as well. You can see the white coming in. He's blind, but he has a read on situation, swipes, and Jacob gets taken down. But again, this is only FaZe's second round on the board here. If Fnatic manage to wipe out FaZe and win this round, FaZe are going to be back with no money. They'll only get $1,400 for planting unless they get the bomb, sorry, for losing, unless they get the bomb down as well. So this is a crucial round for FaZe. If they lose this round, then Fnatic could win the next 3 rounds in a row. Are we going to see some more signature aggression from Fnatic? Why not? Dennis looking for it. He's done this already, but that's not going to stop him from doing it again. FaZe might have a read on what he could potentially be doing. I'm not sure if that was a flash from a teammate, it was, but he was facing the other way. You can see AZ moving back. He knows to be scared of that smoke. Starting to disappear, but there's another one in tow. So Dennis, he's waiting for somebody to make a mistake here, but AZ's taking it very carefully. Again, there's time on the clock starting to creep now, and he's going to be in for a nasty surprise. Again, aggression paying off for Fnatic, and there's no answer. Well, there is an answer, actually. Jacob opening squeaky door now, and JW goes down. Yeah,
Dennis there to hold down the door, and so FaZe, they get a kill back, but they haven't gained any ground just yet. And that's going to start to be frustrating. Oh no! Jacob's going to get sprayed down through the door. And that is a problem right now, because all of the presence that FaZe had towards that side of the map was in that one player. So now they have to do it all from one side. And if any of you are familiar with any kind of strategy, you always want to split up the defense instead of attacking all from one location at once. But that's what FaZe have to do at this point, unless they decide to just use extra time to rotate a person back to that last position. But we're going to see Fox here looking to open things up here, and that will definitely, if he's able to get the kill, help out massively. But they are running out of time here. Something needs to happen. Someone needs to get something done. Kyoshima might be the man here, or maybe Fox. They're both pushing. Oh, very forward positions. He'll miss the shot, Fox. But Kyoshima gets 2. That's brilliant there for FaZe. They can get the bomb down. 2 versus 2 now.
There is a flank coming in for Fnatic. They can't stop the bomb from going down. And this is a crucial situation. You can see Olofmeister's got no money in the bank. They have to win this round, Fnatic. It is crucial for both teams. He's coming in with Crims for a crossfire here, but the angles are already being held by Fox, the strongest player from Portugal. What a pre-fire there from Crims. That is monstrous. Now Kiyoshima's position is known. The clock continues to tick here. Olofmeister running out of time with a sniper rifle. Kiyoshima with a beastly 4-man here for FaZe will be taking that crucial round. And that has destroyed the money of the Swedes.
And here are those opening frags here that Kyoshima was able to perform to open up this bomb site. And that second shot was so crisp. And because of that, they're able to win the round. So you can see some of that star potential across some of the players of FaZe here. Some explosive play, and they're going to need more where that came from. But they have done themselves a solid indeed, because as mentioned, Fnatic don't have anything to buy with. They're going to take it very, very safe right now, and they're not going to invest anything except for one player, and that's Dennis, who has a Desert Eagle, and that can be a one-shot kill if you land a shot into the head there on any range, but it's wildly inconsistent. And only the best players can make it look consistent, and it looks like already JW will get taken down. He went for a sneaky little aggression to get some information, but FaZe are ready and waiting. They are not going to get tricked by any of these shenanigans from Fnatic, not just yet at least.
So we've got FaZe. They've decided on a bomb site now. They've still got loads of time. They're using the Molotov to try and clear the area, and Kyoshima will get a nice tap there, playing the piano on Crims's face. We've got the CTs though moving towards the B bomb site, but really there's not much they have to fight with. Dennis with the Kevlar and Desert Eagle is all that's behind the Swedes at the moment, against a full-strength FaZe clan who haven't taken a single point of damage at the moment, so not looking likely for Fnatic. It will be a case of trying to do damage now here for Dennis. We have seen Fnatic get some sneaky defuses in unlikely situations, but with no kit on either of these players, that's not looking good either. Dennis can choose to try and save his Kevlar for the coming round. No players down here for FaZe, so that's great for FaZe's economy moving forward. And again, Fnatic is still going to be in a less than ideal situation.
Yeah, and this is something that's we have questioned about a team like FaZe. FaZe were a team of mercenaries, essentially, a bunch of star potential players all slapped together from different nations across the world into this one super team. That was always the idea behind FaZe. And so their characteristics were mostly just firepower. That was how they would win matches, just pure firepower. They weren't known for team play or discipline or strategy. That's something they've been slowly working on over time. And that's the kind of round where if you're lacking coordination and discipline, you can lose a lot of money. And they actually showed us that they've made big changes there. They were looking very coordinated and playing very well as a team. But now they go in against the buy of Fnatic. Dennis is on an AWP, and that's going to be very interesting to see if he'll find Fox, because Fox right now is holding this angle, looking for aggression that we've seen so much here from Fnatic previously.
Indeed, Fox will see the legs through the corner should they choose to move through the smoke, which is why he's pointing in that direction. And again, Fnatic have been habitually pushing areas which are traditionally held by Ts early on. So FaZe will just use the initial third of this round just to make sure that Fnatic don't come in from the back unexpectedly. Meanwhile, JW's been put in a very, in a blind spot here on the A site, and he's got a silenced M4 as well. So if FaZe go for and execute towards the site in the Bedlam, JW may just wipe them out. But we'll have to see. FaZe not really showing their hand just yet. They are spread out across the map. But we have Crimson Olofmeister getting a little bit aggressive towards B as Fox starts to move up. Bomb being collected there. So we'll see what happens in that direction. Fnatic are running out of grenades, actually. They've got a flashbang onto Olofmeister, a HE, and nothing else, which means when FaZe choose to execute towards the site, there won't be any counter flashes. Fnatic will have little way to slow FaZe down, save for getting in there with their rifles.
Yeah, now it looks like they want to really start to make a move. They've got one player towards the B-bomb site right now, so just peeking here in middle. And this essentially is to just make Fnatic fear FaZe. And also obscure their intentions, because if Fnatic understand where FaZe are going for, which bomb site they're going for, they can set the defense up prematurely, and then that will increase the chances of Fnatic winning a round. So FaZe, they're going to go for it now, and Olofmeister is going to try to flash himself through the smoke here. He's going to find a lot of players, but no! It's going to be Fox who takes him down. Great cover from the sniper of FaZe Clan, and that is going to leave them in a 5 versus 2, a wonderfully executed set piece into that B bomb site, and that is going to leave Fnatic in a very awful position. However, if they can save these 2 rifles, they might be able to do something next round. But FaZe, having built up some money, they want to hunt down Fnatic, so they can't bring the guns that they are holding onto right now into the next round.
Yeah, Fnatic might feel like they have to do something regardless. There are only 2 rounds remaining in the first half. Then they'll change sides and the money will be reset. So FaZe with a good opportunity to bring this back to an 8-7. That would be a good half for them, I think. Again, we had the Depth mentioning their CT sides in general. Dennis going for the snap, but unable to make a connection. He will be hunted by these players, but JW will save his bacon there. So 1 man down for FaZe. Going into the last 2 rounds, their economy will be in a great position. So nothing but pressure coming through for FaZe in these next 2 rounds. Now let's see what Fnatic choose to do with their money. A bunch of players on about $3,000, and indeed, Dan, they're going for the Force.
Yeah, and this will be really interesting to see because, again, you know, Fnatic are one of the masters, one of the teams that have real mastery when it comes to these crazy collections of weapons that are just seem really odd. They've got an AWP, they've got an SMG, very weak rifles in the FAMAS, the French gun, and JW on an M4. So let's see what they can do with it. Will they throw any aggression in to level the disadvantage or mitigate it somewhat? We've got AZ waiting in the A main area, waiting for aggression. We can see JW's perspective on the other side. And again, just to remind you, the players cannot see the X-rays there. They can't see each other through walls. That's only there to help us observers.
However, if they're close enough, then they can hear things happening. So you can see AZ potentially heard Dennis helping JW get into that position, and he's going to look for some openings there. He seems convinced JW's there, but JW's going to take him down with a HE, high explosive grenade. That is a big advantage, and JW will get out for free. That is a nice escape, a bit of Houdini there on the A site, Dan.
Yeah, that was really nicely done, and AZ was so close, but he doesn't get it. And that puts FaZe again in this pressured position where, like, okay, we've lost 1 guy. Already we're going to be at a numbers disadvantage. We've got to get a hit going on a bomb site. There's less than a minute left at this point, and Fnatic are starting to take real control of middle. Although that said, Jacob's going to go down there towards, or Olofmeister gets taken out by Jacob towards middle, and now the push is on into this B site. There's actually been an opening created here by FaZe, and Fnatic are in a 3 versus 3 retake, and Jacob, oh no, the timing, just barely getting behind cover there to save himself, but there's another player coming. And Fnatic are going to try to sandwich him, and that's exactly what they'll do. Jacob dies, and now Fnatic with the man advantage.
2 players for FaZe, and they've got 3 angles to defend here. And all these CTs are coming in 1 by 1. Fox, that is very unlike him. He's normally fast, but he's not fast enough here. Rain alone now. He is the clutch master for his team, but JW is having none of it. No bullets fired by the final FaZe players. In a crucial round where Fnatic did not have much to work with, they will take 2 sniper rifles and an AK into the next round, and they will take it to 9-5. And we will see again the shenanigans going on in this area, and just running straight into it. Wrong man in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, FaZe have been, despite going down a man a lot of these early round situations, they've been doing really well to get back into the game, because let's not forget that Fnatic were able to win something like the first 8 rounds, not in a row. I think the 1 was won by FaZe, but they had a really dominant string of rounds, and that can be very intimidating. But right now what we will see is Fnatic deciding to actually change their setup. We've got 2 AWPs coming into play, and that's going to be very interesting, because Fnatic is one of the best teams in the world when it comes to having basically top-tier sniper rifle players on a multiple player situation. Like 3 or 4 of their players can play very well with an AWP.
Right, so we have a technical pause coming in. Hopefully it's not going to be too long. Something to resolve on the FaZe clan. So 4 rounds away are FaZe at the moment. We have AZ putting in work yet again for the FaZe side. He has been a very good addition to the team over there. The King, but you can see Fnatic looking pretty chilled out, just enjoying the crowd. Olofmeister having some fun there. So there's 1 more round in the first half. How many rounds do you feel like FaZe need on their T side to be comfortable moving into the second half?
Well, I think FaZe, they can be pretty happy with anything between 6 to 7, and that's, I mean, they can achieve 6. They can't achieve 7 at this point, but they can achieve 6. I think 5 is probably enough. I mean, Fnatic are playing so incredibly well, and their T side is very strong. But actually, yesterday it was their T side where we saw it start to fall down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to FaZe on the counter side. You have something to say?
Yeah, so of course, if you guys are new esports converts, you can head over to the Bleacher Report, and right over there you can download a free app called the Team Stream and get all the latest news on Eleague and esports.
There's some very odd people in the crowd there.
There are.
Well, we're getting into the last round of the first half here. We are 10 seconds away, and we'll see who takes the loss of it then.
No, of course, and I mean, right now with Fnatic in this kind of form, and one of the things about Fnatic is they're a team that knows when to peak and how to peak, and they always peak in finals because that's how you do it. And right now they're showing it. Olofmeister with already a prolific performance. Will it continue? Will we have a renewed Fox here on FaZe, looking for that first kill? But no, it's going to be JW, the sniper, for Fnatic instead to open things up there and create a favorable situation for the Swedish side. Although, what is this? How does he find that shot? Brilliant stuff there from Fox. Can he keep it going?
Crim's trying to hold down the B bomb site here. Ever reliable, but this is much more aggression coming in from FaZe, but attack is the best form of defense, Dan. And Fnatic are 4-1 at the moment. It is Fox alone. And he's got a lot of terrible situations for his team recently, but not today. Crim's shutting him down. All of the Fnatic players quite adept with the AWP, and Crim's doing it really well there.
Absolutely, and so, I mean, Fnatic with a dominant start. We'll have to see whether or not FaZe can bring it back in the next half, but first it is time to take a quick break.
through the first map of the Group D finals. As it stands, Fnatic is at 10 and FaZe has 5. I had a quick second to talk to Rain. I asked him what they were going to do in the second half, and he had 2 words: play better. We'll see if that happens, if that comes to fruition. I'm going to throw it back to our casters. James, you think they could do it?
Thanks, Rachel. Well, 5 rounds on the board definitely gives them some opportunity to do it. Again, FaZe, generally speaking, their CT sides can be stronger than their T sides, as the desk mentioned, but can they defend against potentially the best team in the world there?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of players like AZ who can really open up maps because he's so aggressive and really thrives in chaotic situations. But the defense, I mean, we've got players like JW who was performing well defensively, but he is even more aggressive. He's even more of the wild card of Fnatic. So he's going to be able to get in all these crazy spots, and he's really going to test the opposition here. FaZe, I think, are going to have a hard time, but they definitely have the skill to do it. And typically, historically, the CT sides, the defensive sides, have always been a strength of FaZe. So let's see if they can do it. We kick things off here in the second half with the pistol round, and Fnatic are going to go for looks like maybe a fast pace, but then no, James. They're going to trick us all as things slow down a little bit, and they wait to get some sound cues here, and maybe they're going to find Jacob.
Well, speaking of aggression, Kishima's taken a main support from AZ already, so FaZe going to be as aggressive, perhaps, as Fnatic were on their defensive side. Rain close to the vent now. Dennis is going to start asking questions over there, and the team are coming in tow as well. Seems Fnatic are committed here, and we have FaZe trying to hold on to the checkers area where the vent is. They've been smoked off from CT spawn, so they're going to have problems, but Fox, through the smoke, is going to kill JW. Every 3rd bullet with most guns leaves a tracer, so you can use that to try and punish people behind smokes and such. Dennis holding a sneaky angle as the CTs try to move through the funnel. Olofmeister, though, coming in from the back with a 2K. So now there's a man advantage for Fnatic. Madness on the site itself, though, but all the frags going the way of the Swedish side. Jacobs alone versus 4, and none other than Olofmeister will put him out of his misery. This is a problem for FaZe.
Yeah, real big problems at the moment, and they're not just called Olofmeister because the round score right now is just not looking good for FaZe, and their economy is going to be in tatters. They won't have much to buy up with, but they will use all of their money, little as it is, to try to get something done here. And if they lose this round, they're going to have to save again. So Fnatic have an opportunity to come close to almost winning this one, because all they need is 16 rounds. They already have 11. And right now they have the advantage to get to 13 quite quickly. So we'll see if FaZe can stop this. I don't know how they're going to do it, though, James, because right now, at least Olofmeister is on fire.
Well, they've got some nice pistols, but the problem is Fnatic may know all the tricks that FaZe may try to pull with these pistols, because Fnatic are one of the other teams who are very dangerous in the same situations with the very same weapons. Ooh. Flusher gets taken down towards the B-bomb site, but it's not a disaster for Fnatic. He is an affordable loss. He can be collateral damage there with a cheap gun, which won't do great damage if Fnatic are careful with the rest of their team. They need to cut down the numbers of FaZe before they start to move into a site. 3 people is still a very dangerous situation, and Rain will look for the close quarters engagement towards the forklift there. He's looking for headshots. JW's jumping around to try and avoid being headshot there. Rain cannot hide in the smoke, so it's Jacob alone versus 4. There's some damage done to the players, but not well, not a lot. So there's not much for Jacob to do here with this CZ. He's in a situation where he might try and save this for the following round, because it will be a round where FaZe can't afford to buy, having spent all their money in this one.
Well, I mean, at this point, James, it looks hopeless. It looks hopeless, but is there hope to be found here by FaZe with the likes of Fox? Because I feel like he's one guy to focus on a little bit. He's the guy that's going to, when he gets that orb, he's going to go aggressive. We all like to see it, but the problem is that these are characteristics that are known to his opponents. They will probably try to bait it out as well. There's lots of mind games going on, and then the meta game is very rich in Counter-Strike. So we'll have to see whether or not that's going to actually be the case as we get another save round coming up, and that's a little bit further away.
All right, so I think we've got some information on Swedish teams coming our way and how they have done historically. So, as you can see, since 2013, Swedish teams have won 10 of 16 large-scale events there, and Fnatic has been raking in the cash for sure. So they are potentially the most dangerous nation in the world when it comes to Counter-Strike, and Fnatic may be at the top of that castle. Now you can see nothing but poverty on the side of FaZe Clan, save for Jacob, who saved his Kevlar helmet, and CZ from the previous round. Olofmeister getting boosted into a safer position, but he will still be taken down by that CZ. And now that's a problem. Kishima's picked up the AK, takes it away, and he can give it to Jacob, who can rock with the with the armor, and perhaps Kiyashima goes for the pistol. We will have to wait and see. Kiyashima has been one of the more lethal players for FaZe so far in the few rounds they've won. We'll see if it continues. Because he has no armor, if he gets shot in the leg and the foot and the toe and the arm, his crosshair's going to fly all over the place. It'll be really hard for him to get a kill there, so he'll have to be really fast. And you can see the rest of the FaZe side have stacked one of these sites, and it will be Fnatic's job to try and identify which one and take it safely or go the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. Kiyashima is the French player on the team, and looks like there'll be a couple frags going the way of Fnatic in towards that A-bomb site, starting to finally find them. After a lot of time waiting around, they have discovered where the stack of CT players, defensive players, are on the FaZe clan. And you can see Dennis is just playing it cautiously there, and with the information they have, they know that the B side is probably quite safe. It looks like Flusha will find Kiyashima lurking around that AK-47. Oh, he can't get it though, as his arms are not long enough, but that's okay. 13-5 now the score is. Fnatic are indeed looking indomitable, but for how long will it continue?
This is a really big round for FaZe. They've got Fox on the big gun. The problem is, if they fail in this round, then they're going to have a really hard time in the final rounds, should they be the final rounds, trying to claw things back here. They have a bunch of grenades, but it's not, again, it's not ideal. And you can see 4 of the 5 players are lacking helmets on the counter-terrorist side, so Flusha's chosen mobility. He's still got a cheap gun, but if he shoots one of those players in the head, they will go down straight away. No helmet to save them. Nice grenade coming in early to slow JW on his push. He will lose half his health immediately. Olafmeister looking for people to engage in the mid area.
Yeah, looks like Fnatic really want to get into the A-bomb site pretty soon here. They're sort of waiting for Olafmeister to do something, but eventually, if nothing comes, they're going to have to just go for it. And it looks like that's what's happening. They're going to storm into the A-bomb site right now with a lot of grenades. Rain gets the first kill, though, and another one. It's like FaZe are holding on at the moment. Fnatic still need to get into the bomb site. They haven't really gotten the kills that they need. There's still 5 players left alive for FaZe, and Fnatic are being ripped apart at the moment. It's just going to be Crims left alone now as Olafmeister dies in middle, and it seems like he is not long for this world, as he has multiple assailants on his position, and he will indeed be finished off there. Very nicely done. That's exactly the way FaZe need to get back into this one.
That is a huge round for FaZe. Not only do they win the round, but they don't lose a single player. That is perfect for them. Their economy is still in a really bad place, and Fnatic can keep up the pressure because of their previous success. So again, we have another test coming straight in for FaZe now. They'll be better equipped in terms of grenades, and they'll have a few more helmets coming out and such. But again, the pressure is still coming in at maximum here from the Swedish side. 2 players in the middle area, going to smoke things off, stop any early aggression here from Fnatic, at least on the low ground. Fox has a habit of getting quite aggressive over towards the B bomb site, starting to push, as you saw from Fnatic. If FaZe can rack up some rounds, they'll have those options available to them. But Fnatic are still only 3 rounds away from winning here, which causes problems here, taking risks. AZ stops Crims over towards the A site. That's a good first frag here for FaZe.
Yeah, and that means that they can get a bit defensive now. They don't need to push for information to find out where Fnatic are going, because they're like, well, we can forfeit information, we can just sit with strong setups and not take those risks, allow Fnatic to move where they want to move. But that said, JKM is still holding middle, and he's going to be rewarded with a kill. So is Rain, taking down Olafmeister. Very decisive frag, and that is FaZe really stretching them, their players a little bit, though, because having 2 in middle like that means that there's not as much defense on the site, but at the same time, there was no push on those outskirts, so it worked out perfectly for them. So nice little risk there, and we can see that JW is going to try to do something here in middle with that sniper rifle. But the problem is, they've only got 40 seconds to do it. So at this point, the answer for Fnatic's not too clear, but still, JW will get the kill, but still there's 4 players left here for FaZe. Fnatic need to go now into B, though.
Yeah, there's a fair chance that it's 2 people per site here. Fnatic will have a read on that. Flusha coming in for a bit of a flash, and he'll try to move in as soon as possible with it, but the CTs will flash back. Fox, though, peeks on his own. Flusha gets a frag. Not expecting the second player on the site, cannot respond in time. Kiyashima now picking up the sniper rifle, looking for a one-tap there, but maybe the rifle, the M4, will be more useful. Flash is coming in from a teammate, and indeed, the sniper will do the job there. 3 people surviving for FaZe. It could be a lot worse.
Oh yeah, and you could really see there in the headshot of JW that he was really annoyed by that situation that kind of got to him. And FaZe are already starting to work their way back into this, and this is a great sign for them because they forced Fnatic back to a situation where they have poor economy. So they'll have something this round. They're going to force it up anyway, which means that they had some money, but not the optimal amount to get the really good buys. So they'll have a disadvantage going up against the arsenal that FaZe are brandishing. But they can make up for that because there is always strength in numbers.
Indeed, Fnatic going for the force buy once again. If they lose this round, then it's a good opportunity for FaZe to start catching up. That smoke will force Fox back to a more passive position, and he loves aggression over towards this B-bomb site. Got Kiyoshima in for support as well. Always important to support your snipers, and he will need it as the push is coming in from Fnatic with numbers here. Playing the numbers game is going to work out for the time being. Fox getting taken down, but Kiyoshima is trying to buy time for his team to rotate. So far, so good. He's got a player on the high ground as well. Rain's been taken down, though, so it's a 3 versus 3. Weapons not picked up just yet by the T's, and they're running out of numbers. More support coming in. Kiyoshima playing the bait now, and the hook is Jacob, and the hook has sunk into Crims. Olofmeister versus 2. He can still do this. I don't know if they realize where he is. He's waiting. He sees the shoulder here. Sees the trajectory of the grenades. He knows where one of these players are. Kiyoshima, low health. Got to be careful here. They need the double pick to come in. Olofmeister's going to get his bell rung, and indeed it will be the trade situation. He will take one, and FaZe will take one back, and that will allow them to take the round.
And what an important round it was. I mean, that's the situation where I mean, a lot of the time I'm thinking Olofmeister can probably win that because they didn't know where he was, but he missed the first crucial shots, which is unlike him. And now Fnatic, the consequences are clear. They have very bad money again because they invested everything in the previous round, and now they can't buy anything. They're going to save, they're going to play economically, so they can have one of those really big buys in the following round. So this round, they only expect to try to get maybe a bomb plant, and when you get a bomb plant as the terrorist side, you actually get $800 in addition for every player. So you get an economic benefit. But let's see if they can do something, because there are 2 Deagles, and Olofmeister on this map did kill 4 people by himself with 1 Deagle and no armor just yesterday.
Indeed, these Desert Eagles are dangerous from any range, but you have to be razor sharp with your accuracy, and there is a very good example. Jacob taking it straight in the face. There's still a minute 20 here for Fnatic, and FaZe needs to try and protect that gun that's fallen down. Fox with a nice answer over towards B-bomb site. He's deep in there, and he has no support. Again, Fnatic are streaming in. They can try and abuse these smoke grenades as well to get closer to the site. Here indeed, 1 by 1, Fox will take them down. JW falling as well. The bomb on the floor. Dennis is not going to be able to do anything. 4 rounds between these 2 sides. FaZe continue their march.
Yeah, the unlikely comeback. They're starting to find their feet in this matchup as things progress, and now finally they can rest on good economy. They've got a really nice setup here. The sniper rifle on Fox, he's got all the grenades, all the utility is with FaZe to defend with. But now we can say the same for Fnatic. After 2 rounds where Fnatic didn't have a very strong buy, where statistically they had the disadvantage, now they can actually match FaZe on the money. So let's see if Fnatic can find a strategy that works for them to break FaZe in this round. And FaZe's strategy early on is to play pretty offensively in middle, playing players deep there instead of on the bomb sites themselves.
This position from Olofmeister is just a safe approach to mid, because you can sneak through those smokes as a counter-terrorist. You saw Fnatic doing it in the first half. Ooh, that's gone too deep. There's a gap. Olofmeister could choose to jump in and abuse that, but last time he jumped from there, he got taken down by Jacob with a mere pistol. So Olofmeister may be a bit scared to do the same. We will find out. Meanwhile, Fnatic are moving over towards the A site at the moment, and JW's been spotted going for a bit of an opening there. He will be closed for the round.
Yeah, not going so well so far there for Fnatic, losing JW early like that. They have a minute left to play with. Let's see if they can get something going right now, because they still need to get into a bomb site. One thing that they do have, though, is a lot of utility, and grenades can really help you breach those bomb sites. The Molotovs can help force CTs out of position, and the smoke grenades can help obscure their vision, so you can gain forward positions, and you can shoot people with the AK-47. That's going to work as well. Crims is going to create an opening towards middle, and now Fnatic know they're going to go for the B split play with 3 players towards B storage, but there's still 2 here. Fox and Kiyoshima, can they hold it down here? There's 30 seconds for Fnatic, and they are actually going for the other site now. They're rotating back. They've had enough of that B site. Olofmeister's got another frag in middle now, but there's only 20 seconds to plant the bomb. This is going to be tight.
Indeed, he's trying to run distraction, trying to contain FaZe over towards B, and indeed it's working so far. Rain's coming in for a very late rotation, but the other two players are coming in even later. Bomb's about to go down, and Olaf Meister's positioning himself in a very nasty situation, but he hasn't got the health. Fox with the pistol gives his team the man advantage now. Both T's on the site, and the CTs are coming in from two different angles. Rain taking down Crims. It's Dennis versus Free. He's clutched for his team before. All these players are tagged here for FaZe. Dennis can do this again. Dennis needs the 1 versus 1s here. That bomb continues to tick. He needs to buy himself time. Fox holding the angle while his teammate closes him down. 3 players surviving for FaZe as they move into double figures.
Yeah, perfectly done there by FaZe. And you can start to see that, I wouldn't use the word dejected necessarily, but maybe a little bit deflated there, Fnatic. You can see they're starting to lose some of these engagements that previously in the match they were winning hands down. So FaZe really stepping up to the occasion and saying to Fnatic that they cannot be dominated. And that's a very important statement to make at the start of a series with such stakes as this one. Now we have a little bit of a...
I love steak.
Well, that's good to know, James. How do you like your steak?
On a plate.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, we have a full buy from both teams, so it's getting close right now, but FaZe are not there just yet. 3 more rounds to equalize with Fnatic. Fnatic are 3 away from winning their matchup, and FaZe are going to go for a little bit of information here in A main. AZ with the flashbang, and he's going to try to take over this little room here. This is a very nice position to hold as the CTs. It's aggressive, it has risks, but it looks like maybe they've got it. They have nailed it. Dennis is dead, and Fnatic are locked out of A main.
Dennis tried to play that smart. He tried to push through the smoke when he had no bullets left in the magazine, but he was wrong in his estimation, and he will be punished for making an incorrect attempt. 2 players down for Fnatic, but Olaf Meister's got himself into a good position, but jumping around will give his position away, as will the grenade. And the CTs are in a good position to hold. Still, Fox has his support over towards the B bomb site. Kishima is there in tow as well. The T's will smoke off the first entry to move into the checkers area, and the CTs will smoke off the second one. Walking through a smoke is at a strong disadvantage. You can be seen, your body gets exposed before you can see anything. And with 2 men down already, Fnatic can't afford to take those risks. FaZe lining up for counter flashes and such. They have multiple players in position. They can have a quick third player to have a crossfire here for the CTs on the site should they require one. Olaf Meister spotted, but where is the bomb? They haven't seen a bomb just yet. Starting to move in now, and there's 4 players towards B. Rain coming in through the vent, and Fnatic may get taken apart here.
Just Flusher against 5 for 30 seconds, and the first bag is hard, and it's not going to even go his way. Rain is going to shut it down, and Fnatic are in trouble right now. They really needed a bomb plant there, but because they didn't get one, they don't really have good enough money to truly, properly buy in this round, and that could allow FaZe to get to an easy 12.
Dan, JW actually is having problems here on this second half. He was leading in the frags. In the last 9 rounds, he's got 1 kill, Dan.
That's not good, James.
And they need him. They need their sniper. You need your sniper riflers to be can openers for you here, but he's not opening any cans, that. All the cans are closed.
Absolutely, and I have to see if somebody else can step up. Again, as we pointed out previously, pretty much everyone in Fnatic has the ability to use the AWP very well and has the ability to be explosive and create opportunity for Fnatic. Fnatic actually, we talked about their dominance previously as we have a pause right now, a bit of a timeout.
It's a tactical pause from Fnatic.
So this is each team gets 1 tactical timeout they can make per map, and that's to allow them in a crucial moment to either calm down or to strategize. If things aren't working, if something is a problem, this is the time they get to basically address any issues or address any ways that they think the opponent's weak that they're not currently exploiting to get themselves back into the game. And Fnatic do definitely need this. This is a good timing for a timeout for them.
Yeah, their money's in a weird spot in this particular round. They could go for a buy, but they would have basically no grenades. They can choose to go for a half buy and have pistols, a bit of Kevlar, and some grenades. They can try and execute into the site and try to maim the economy here of the FaZe clan, which isn't in a great position, actually. And on the road to 16 rounds, the economy is going to be very important for both teams right now because neither is in an ideal situation. So Fnatic will be discussing what's going wrong here. Why are they getting picks? What are we trying to do? Where are we failing? How can we change things up here? And FaZe haven't even been that aggressive. We mentioned the risk-taking that's possible. We haven't even seen it yet from FaZe. They are playing somewhat passively. We saw some aggression towards A main, but the standard signature aggression from Fox hasn't come in just yet. Will it come in on this round? They will expect perhaps something different here from Fnatic indeed. The pistols, the Kevlar is coming out, the odd grenade here or there. What do Fnatic have in store for FaZe?
Yeah, so the half buy for Fnatic is going to, as James mentioned, they will have grenades with that. So that's going to allow them to get into a bomb site, and they're going to have to rush they're going to have to just charge down these positions. But the thing is that FaZe realized that this can happen. They've got only one player close. Oh, Easy goes down straight away, and maybe Fnatic can get in. Olofmeister, no less, with 2 frags back to back. He's going to pick up the rifle from AZ, and Kiyoshima, the only one to answer back with a frag, and that's on to Flusher. It's Fox and Kiyoshima going for the retake play, but there is a possibility that Fnatic could actually flank here. I think they might be trying to do that with at least one player, so if Fnatic can hold them on the bomb site, that flank is going to be deadly. It's Crims. He's got the most powerful weapon. Here he goes with the rifle. It's a free kill onto Kiyoshima. It's just Fox left now against 4 players, and he's just trying to back away. Can he get to safety? No! Crims will take him down, and that is a round, a much needed round for Fnatic. Seems like the tactical timeout paid off.
Ironically, that is a similar strategy that TSM did to Fnatic to cause them problems earlier this week, smoking off the site, and it's suicide for FaZe to try and push through those smokes. They have to just wait them out, but Fnatic just tweaked the strategy. Crims coming in from the back there, taking down the final players. Is that enough to give Fnatic the momentum back and take it over the line here in the first map of this best of 3? We will find out. Early smoke coming in towards the middle area, and it seems that Rain has a read on the positions that Olofmeister tried to take. Bit of wallbanging coming in there, but no connections made. Fnatic going over towards the A site now, and FaZe have a lot of people here in mid. They've got almost 4 players in mid. That's the way things are going at the moment. Just 1 player deep in the A site. If Fnatic are fast, they could shut FaZe out of this site.
Yeah, AZ is so crucial, but his position is so hard to play with. He has some support. It's Rain. Will Rain be able to offer him help? It looks like the counter grenades from FaZe, the defensively placed grenades, are going to deter Fnatic from actually pushing initially. So that will be a very safe AZ for the time being, but it is surely a matter of time before Fnatic decide to go for the breach into the bomb site. They are actually going for a bit of a boost here into middle to enforce a bit of a push and take some more map control to strengthen any play that they make into a site.
Yeah, and that's a good decision because there was only 1 person in this area, so the numbers game would be successful. You can see Olofmeister holding an angle. If Kishima goes for the peek there, then, oh, very cheeky indeed. That's what you call shoulder peeking there, trying to bait shots from your opponent without putting yourself in a position where you can be taken out completely. So some information for both sides there. 30 seconds left on the clock, and FaZe, with no vision of the middle area, are going for some aggression towards A main. 2-man spray down. Rain and Jacob coming through here, make that 3 and the bomb. 20 seconds and Dennis has to go for damage now. He can't do it. It's Flusher versus 4. AZ goes down. As many people as Flusher can take would be fantastic. There's Kiyoshima. 2 more to find, but Jacob will put an end to the madness. But that is an expensive round for FaZe, and they may struggle to get a full buy in this round.
Yeah, after such what looked to be so strong for Fnatic in the first half, FaZe are really starting to show up here with some of these individual performances, and right now it's so neck and neck. I mean, of course, Fnatic have a 2-round lead, and they are 2 rounds away from 16. All Fnatic need to do to win a map in Counter-Strike is get 16 rounds. It's first to 16, and well, FaZe, right now, they are very close to equalizing. So we have the orb onto Olofmeister, the sniper rifle. Very expensive gun. And AZ actually with a forward position, looking for the first engagement here, but will he be able to take down Olofmeister? Olof is just going to see the smoke and back away. He realizes what's up, but so does AZ. Mutual respect will mean no frag there in that situation. Perhaps a gentleman's agreement, but is Kiyoshima a gentleman? Will he go down for the drop here and go aggressive? It's very unlikely. He's got a very good vantage point here. Doesn't want to give up an advantage. And speaking of that, it's AZ to go down towards the other side of the map right now. So Fnatic, they've got some advantages here. Even more, Kiyoshima surely has to respond. He's going to get taken down by a Tech 9. And now it's problems here for FaZe with only 2 players remaining.
One of the strongest parts of Fnatic is that they can all snipe. JW not hitting his shots. Olofmeister will do the job for him. Fox now, the last man standing here, and this is a very big problem for FaZe. They do not have the money to lose this round. If they go down here, then they cannot afford to get much of a buy in the next round. That is a big problem. They're going to have to force it up. They're going to have to come in with some aggression. So it seems Olofmeister making the difference here with the sniper, almost on 30 kills in this game so far. Fox trying to save, unable to do it. Disaster has struck for FaZe.
Yeah, that's a really big moment right there, and here we can see Olofmeister getting that opening. And again, as you described, Fnatic is so dangerous because multiple players can snipe, which means they can get picks from both sides of the map, and that is very disorientating as the defensive side. And here it is, that situation. Fox could not save his AWP, his sniper rifle. So now FaZe have absolutely nothing really to show in this round. They got some dangerous pistols, some Kevlar, but there's no utility. There's only one rifle, and it's a weak rifle, the FAMAS there. Olive Weiss, that first shot, first frag. Fox sent to the bench as we have JW now taking down Jacob, defending against the aggression as Fnatic take the lead here in this round. It could be the last one here for FaZe on Cash. Will Fnatic win map 1? It's looking very likely now.
They've still got loads of utility here. They can put Molotovs all over the place to try and force the hand of FaZe. Charging into the B bomb site now. Kishima has a mere pistol versus 4 players here. What can he do? He needs his team to come in for the rotation. Bomb going down on the site. That will be 40 seconds for this retake to come in. And there are still more grenades, more flashbangs, more smokes here for the T's. Olaf Mice down to a pistol. Gonna get caught out, but it's AZ alone versus 3. He can't do it. The first match in this best of 3 will be taken by Fnatic.
So we saw the flash of dominance there from Fnatic. FaZe, it started to look hopeless for them, but they did find something towards the end of this series. And despite it being 16-12, it could have been a lot closer. Fnatic definitely have a big game on their hands right now. FaZe showing that they are no walkovers despite the pedigree that we have on Fnatic. The next map is going to be very exciting, but first, it is time for a quick break.